care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
Hello there, people of the universe. My name is MichSciFi, and we are 10 days away from the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm fine. I'm not fine! Anyway, this is the first of many discussion videos I'll be doing of every DCEU film, and like every single video, everything I say here is my opinion and mine alone. If you disagree with me, that is perfectly fine. I would love nothing more for a discussion to start in the comments, but not arguments. I know it's the cool thing to shit on Zack Snyder, to shit on the DCEU, but don't do it here. So with that in mind, let's start off with Man of Steel. Now, I do apologise that I don't have a Henry Cavill emblem t-shirt. I really wish I did. I'll eventually have a Superman Henry Cavill cosplay, but for now, this is the t-shirt that we'll do. And I'll be honest, I don't even have it for Superman. I have it because of David Tennant wearing it as Benedict in Much Ado About Nothing. Anyway, Man of Steel, the first Superman film that I saw and the first Superman film that I cared about. Now, full transparency, I didn't see it till 2014. I remember seeing the trailers, but because I was never that big on Superman, I didn't bother with it. And then one day I remember I had watched, before I watched the film, all I'd watched is the Nostalgia Critics review of the film. And I remember how about, it split the internet, a lot of people hated it, a lot of people loved it, I didn't have that bigger problem with the film. And then one day when I was building the Dark Knight Rises, Batman v Bane Lego set, I decided, you know what, I'll borrow my brother's DVD and I'll watch it myself. The best things about the film by far is the music and the acting, and I'm going to do this with every single DCEU film. And like all the DCEU films, it's very hard to pick, but for Man of Steel, this might be different for you, but for me, the best scene, or rather the most powerful scene, is Superman's first flight. It is such a powerful scene. Russell Crowe's dialogue, Henry's acting. I know Henry only has a few lines in that sequence, but I'm going to include the reveal of the suit in the Kryptonian scout ship to Clark actually whoosh, and when he goes across the whole of the world, and then when it ends with him going in space, and then boom, sonic boom, and then that whole sequence is just so powerful, and every time it gives me goosebumps. Just the whole,
you will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards.
It is such a powerful moment, and every time goosebumps. It's just so damn amazing. Though there are countless moments in the film what are brilliant. Henry Cavill playing Superman is brilliant, and I hope he continues to play it for many, many years to come, despite what fucking rumours might say. And then as well as that, Amy Adams as Lois Lane, she's brilliant. I love how in her first scene she gives a very, like a very dynamic, strong, confident, empowering personality. The way how she says to that, I don't want to say soldier, which says, oh, what can I say? I get writer's block unless I'm wearing a flat jacket. And then a bit later with that general dude, not General Swanwick, the other one, she says, if we're done measuring dicks, because like when she puts her hand out to him, he doesn't shake it, instead the scientist does, and he's like a bit rough with her, so she's equally rough back. Like, she can pull her punches, she can take her punches. I really love how confident she is. It is really cool. And I don't just get snarky cliche reporter, no, I get confident woman who knows what she's doing, knows what she's talking about, bang, 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 and I love that. And then Michael Shannon, who plays Zod. I know some people like the Nostalgia Critic mock his delivery like, heresy, destroy it. Yeah, in that line he does sound like he's got something in his mouth, but in the rest of the film, he's amazing. He plays a threatening villain. He does what he's there to do. And even if you didn't know the whole, he's going to die by the end of it, which I did because of spoilers. Had I not seen spoilers, I wouldn't have seen that coming. But he plays a genuinely threatening villain, and the reason, I won't talk about every moment in the film, but I will mention him killing Zod, because the reason for me, the reason that's so powerful, and the reason why I'm not pissed off about it is because and I don't want to sound hateful here to anyone who doesn't like the film, but there are some people who shit on the film who, I'll be honest, I don't get what they're on about. I really don't. But like, people shit on that scene, but for me, the reason I don't mind is because after doing it, Superman screams. He didn't want to do that, but he had no choice. Now, I will admit, when Zod is with his lasers and trying to get towards those people and Superman's trying to stop him, I do admit, why the fuck didn't those people move? But like the way they were getting pushed into a corner, like this is the beam, they could have gone forward and got around it, but maybe in that moment Zod could have used a bit more strength and then lunged his head across and then decapitated all that entire family. It's one of those things where maybe they were frozen by fear, which does happen. Maybe they didn't want to risk it. It's one of those things where it's not a shit moment, but it's like, I can see why that would happen, frozen by fear. It's one of those things where it didn't ruin it for me. I got it. But it's such a beautiful moment, and the people have a problem with it. They need to realise that Clark had a problem with it as well. He didn't want to do it. It wasn't Zack making Superman dark and edgy. It was a hero being put in an impossible choice. And I think the way it was handled was utterly brilliant. And speaking of brilliant, the side characters, and I don't even want to call them side characters because in many ways their performance is so fucking good that it's not side, but you know what I mean when I say side characters. We got Diane Lane and Kevin Costner playing Jonathan and Martha Kent. They are utterly brilliant. They are so supportive of Clark and his journey. And the whole scene with Kevin Costner and Clark, I forget the guy, I don't know the name of the lad who plays young Clark. I apologise. People shit on it again where he says, oh, you should let the kids die. That's not what he says. He's a father who has never been a father before, no less a father to an alien kid. He has no idea these answers. He doesn't have the answers a parent would have. But even then, would a parent have the answers? Especially, again, when it's from an alien son who has magic powers. Well, not magic, but has powers. It's one of those things where he doesn't say, yeah, let him die. It's like, I'm not saying that, but I want to keep you safe. And if that means that, then maybe. And it's a conflicting moment that he doesn't have the answer. And I love that, how the film asks those questions that, would anyone have the answer? And then Lawrence Fishburne playing Perry White. Oh my, I fucking love his acting. I love him in BVS. I love him in Man of Steel. I love the relationship he has with Lois. And my favourite moment of him, I won't go through every character in my favourite moment because it takes too long. But there's a moment where it's near the end when the world engine's about to destroy more of Metropolis. And there's, I forget her name, I'm sorry, but she's a fellow colleague of Perry, and she's stuck under rubble. And then when she's stuck under rubble, he goes, hey, we're going to get you out, and he doesn't leave. And then when they think they're going to die and there's not enough time, he stays with her. I love that. And then the dialogue he has, he's such a, like when he says to Lois, like, oh, I'm not running this store, and then when Lois, oh, I'm dropping it anyway. I know they're different scenes, but you know what I mean. And then he says about, oh, 2 weeks leave or 3 weeks. And then he goes, no, don't push me, Lois. For what it's worth, I think you saw something, but I don't believe your leads went cold. But for whatever the reason, I think you're doing the right thing. Why? Can you imagine how people on this planet would react? That's such a powerful moment and a powerful scene. I love it. And then, I can't pronounce her name. I won't even try. I'm sorry, but she plays Feora. She is such a fucking powerful force, such a brilliant actress. And I really hope somehow they can bring her back and she be a villain moving forward, because she's a brilliant second in command to General Zod, but in many ways she's such a powerful force that she could have been the main villain. Zod's brilliant as well. Michael Shannon, as I said, is a powerful force, an empowering villain. And then finally, Harry Lennox. Again, spoilers. The man who's going to be Martian Manhunter, John Jones in Justice League. It's funny because there is a moment in Man of Steel where it's hinted when they're watching the World Engine on screen and he goes, they're turning Earth into Krypton. I only noticed last year, how would he know Krypton? They never say that. No one ever says the name Krypton while he's around. He has no reason to know the name of the planet Superman and Zod and they are all from. So how does he know? And when I noticed, I was like, oh. And Zack's even confirmed that was the plan the entire time. And I love that. And people could believe that he's making that up. But for me, Zack doesn't do anything half-arsed. He doesn't do anything by coincidence. It's always planned. And I fucking love that. Overall, Man of Steel is a great film. There are some issues. There are some points you can critique. Like, one I noticed is Zack has a habit of when it's like a panning shot, it'll zoom in at moments. Yeah, there are times where I thought maybe this is too much, but not once did I think, okay, this is unnecessary now. I just saw it as it was his first big, obviously I know Watchmen, but I don't know if you'd count that, but this is like his first big superhero film. I don't know if you want to count Watchmen, you can do, but either way, maybe that this was his first film where he started using that technique. If it wasn't, well then maybe it's a technique that he likes using in general. It's not a bad thing for a director to have something where you see it in a film and you're like, oh, that's his thing. I don't mind that. Other critique I could think of is when Zod says, I will find your son. He goes, I will find him. There is one when he goes, I will find him. I will find him, Laura. I will find him. Like, for me, I'd taken out that first one and just gone, I will find him, Laura. I will. It's just because those two were too close together. I will find him. I will find. Like, they're just too close together, but that's really... It still works. It's just maybe he said it one too many times, but that's not really a big deal. I get what they're going for, so I'm not really that bothered. And then, obviously, the destruction of Smallville and all that, and not Krypton, Metropolis. It was his first big fight. He didn't know what he was doing. It's one of those things where it's not that big of a deal. It happens in every superhero film. If you're only now having a problem with it, well, then that shows an ulterior motive of hating Zack. I'm sorry. Or just DC in general. But yeah, overall, I love Man of Steel. It's a great film. The music I already talked about, but Hans Zimmer's score is fucking phenomenal. I absolutely love it. Sent Here for a Reason is an absolutely amazing score, and it's just, if you've heard it, you'll know what I'm on about, but the point in the music when it goes, I don't know how to explain it, it's so fucking powerful. I love the moment so much, and the fact that we're getting First Flight 2.0 in Justice League, and it will no doubt have dialogue from Clark's fathers, Kevin and Russell, Jonathan and Jor-El. I can't wait, because the whole thing of Man of Steel, we wanted you to learn what it was like to be human first, and now he's been born on Krypton and again on Earth in Justice League. I can't wait for those bits of dialogue to get heard again, maybe some new pieces, because it's a big circle, and I can't wait for that. And yeah, it's a great film. I love it. And that's how I'm going to leave this video here. But yeah, I can't wait to get through the rest of the films in the lead up to Justice League. And most of all, I can't wait for tomorrow to review BVS, because I love BVS. It's my favourite film, at least for another 10 days. We'll have to just see. But yeah, I love it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
I'm a living legend. You ain't heard yet, you not get the message. From the moment that I'm stepping in, I get a couple weapons. Yeah, I turn to a beast when I'm rapping. I'm a living legend.